Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is the World Wide Web. We're introducing people to the future of the Lightning Network of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin, Ethereum bridges, all of the cross chain networks and cryptocurrency as a whole. This is the DeFi Central. I'm working to make the political and monetary merger of decentralization possible as we explore new areas, because DeFi is the frontier of finance and DGov is the frontier of governance. We're here to decentralize governance, and that means more direct democracy. That's why we are launching the Direct Democracy DAO as a part of the initiative Quorum, rewarding people for discussions and debate in policy to limit government. And we are the project you've all been waiting for to stop all corruption in government. So I'm going to tell you at the end of this video, you're going to learn exactly what to do so that you can own the technology that will help us achieve the greatest heights of democratic governance, to save the republic for limited government, constitutionally preserving ourselves for future generations, preempting all of the ultra leftist ideas to take away our sovereignty and rights by initiating our divine constitutional privilege and declaring our future with petitions. What are petitions? Most people don't know there's a difference between an online petition and a physical, constitutional drafted ballot initiative or referendum. A recall to kick a politician out of office is a petition, and so is a nomination to get candidates on the ballot, which you'd be surprised in different states. It's necessary even to have presidential candidates show up on the ballot. They're not just automatically put there. Someone like myself has to go out there and collect the signatures. And you must know about these processes. There's one fifth element of these occulted rights that have been hidden from the public, and that is the citizen grand jury, only available in 6 states. I'm sure you would like to know. We could sue the federal government, we could sue the state government for all their negligence, all of their waste that is based on fraud and lies and manipulation. We can dig into these cases, we can hire prosecutors and investigators, because the state would be made to pay for it out of their general funds. And all it takes is a certain amount of signatures to get on the ballot and a 50% voters approval. And it hasn't been used since the time when people wanted to investigate the Oklahoma City bombing, way before 9/11, when these military, seemingly war game operations and anti-gun operations were being pushed, where there was unexplained phenomenon of explosives that didn't meet the criteria for what they explained in the mainstream media. They explained certain explosives, in this case similar to 9/11, to suggest was the cause of such an outcome. In this case, a massive crater deep into the earth, like the 9/11 towers that fell at free fall speed. And we still have unanswered questions. And it's crucial that people realize we can ask those questions and we can have closure, but it requires action. Although it was not successful in Oklahoma, does not mean we should give up on these rights. Similarly, the Constitutional Convention of the states could easily be pulled off with 36 states governors, yet they're not ready to make these moves on even the most basic needs for people, like abolishing the IRS. They have their hands obviously occupied in other things and seemingly don't care. The problem is we're relying on politicians. They're not going to change. They're being paid off and bribed because the corruption and the human nature of these manipulators buy off our Constitution and really trap men's souls into their bidding. And it's sick. We need to get rid of this hierarchical government structure where all the power is isolated at the top. It can be paid off. Because look in the mirror. Can these giant corporations pay you off personally to do something that would harm you and future generations? Probably not. If you have any intelligence, I would say, in my opinion, because people shouldn't do things that cause harm to themselves. They can't bribe you, they can't bribe your neighbors. So why not think of the consideration of a direct democracy where the people decide, in the sense that we can vote no? That's what a referendum is, and we never use it. You don't hear them from the Republican Party, even though they're always talking about all the things wrong with the overly liberal politics these days. Same with the Democrats. It's interesting, isn't it? Because they don't push referendum for laws that they believe are unconstitutional. They do a little bit. Okay, look, in the federal when the federal government came to take away abortion rights or threaten that, which with states' rights, which I totally understand. And I'm for. I'm absolutely in favor of a pro-life debate. But the thing that happened is George Soros came in with money, and other groups, and they put it on the ballot in states to really just override it and allow for even further or activist rights on their side, on the left side, to increase abortion rights. I think up to 9 months was the latest, and that's sick in my opinion. But they use it. When is it that conservatives are going to step up and use these rights ourselves and have the debate at the ballot, to chip away at it, like to have a vote against taxes, to have a vote to nullify the unconstitutional federal laws that had been put on us? There wasn't enough initiatives that could have been drafted or referendums. So we're moving into a new time with a lot of hope. Trump presidency. But what are we going to do? Just sit back and wait and hope he fixes everything? Or are we going to take action? Those are the questions you must ask. And the action we could take now is to permanently cement our constitutional limits on government that we need to have a future of prosperity, because it all comes down to economics. The left doesn't understand it. My big wake up call was just generally learning economics, learning about inflation, learning about the Federal Reserve, thanks to Ron Paul. And it went deeper. As I continued to learn, I realized so much is broken. I listened to Thomas Sowell, very articulate arguments, and it just was a huge wake up call for me. The left has so many bad intentions and so many things disguised as good intentions that end up being horrible. So I really had a big wake up. I initially was really rooting for Kennedy because of vaccine awareness. But I knew Trump had a moment of humility when he thanked Kennedy and they spoke kindly with each other and they agreed to work together and help solve the root crisis in childhood disease and the dangers of experimental vaccines. That to me is a game changer because it shows Trump's humility. I don't appreciate the people attacking Trump for doing what he did under the most pressure ever without the information and around people that he regrets being around. So I think the team that he has now is so much better, obviously. And I'm very optimistic, but I'm not going to drop my fight because I was fighting as hard as I could during the liberal administrations to wake people up with a little bit of possibly liberal lean in some ways, I suppose, libertarian. But I myself am a conservative right individual. I'm a Republican today, registered. And like Tulsi and Vivek, I'm Hindu, if you will, very conservative. I have the same values as conservatives do. We want limited government because it's not a Christian thing like the left attacks. It's actually something that cultures worldwide adopt. But the Christian values are tremendous in this country to help bring people together. And I believe in that. I want that. I want a country that has culture and actually can recognize, support, and praise the good activities we can do voluntarily. And instead of thinking that we need to like bail out government with our taxes and make them even bigger and just feed into this whole Federal Reserve nonsense. So that being said, I want to step away from the monetary paradigm of dollars and inflationary currency and work to build long-term stakers with the vision and idea of a monetary unit based on the activities of self-governance. So the activities of direct democracy, the ballot initiative signature collection process, have a contracting method where people are paid for their work. And I'm working to put that on the blockchain. What that's going to do is end all fraud in the industry. Validity will be done instantly. Pay will be immediate. There will be no more fraud in the industry. Hear that again. There's tens of thousands of individuals that need this service that are constantly scammed by independent contractors like themselves, just contracting deals for signatures. And they rip off the top because there's no transparency on their work. This software solves that problem. We are also creating the tools so they can catch scam coordinators in the act, essentially, and validate signatures in advance themselves. They can collect their validation requirements from a scan of an ID and know they're registered before they sign, a huge time saver. And they can also find where all the petitioners are, find where all the signatories are. They're called signatories, those who will sign petitions, and know where all the busiest locations are at all times of day and the best events. prioritizing public events where we have open access to just walk in and collect signatures. It's just tremendous for the free market, and also will be a utility for anyone that has promotional activities, like promoting our program for a referral bonus and promoting any referral programs that you can get a hold of that serve you. As a local economy specialist, teaching people about how to bring international cryptocurrencies into the local economy, we will have an academy to teach DeFi, and we're starting to build that out. It will begin with some videos such as this, just teaching online. So make sure you subscribe, because you never know when I'm going to just do that video and it's going to be all about some deep dive crypto information, or maybe it'll be just one of my introductories and you need that, or you just want to follow because you're curious to see where this channel goes. I really appreciate you. I'm going to make more videos because I'm practicing. One of the videos is going to be on the front of the website. I plan on making short videos for each part of the website, which will be ideal. And we're going to get somewhere. It's going to be great. This thing is moving forward. The software is moving forward. Very soon we will have live staking, potentially within 24 hours. And I can't wait to update you about that. And the America Fest this whole weekend. Getting there tomorrow will be first in line, and I will be marketing, promoting Dress Sharp, looking to have real business deals, real conversations with people to buy and stake the token and be part of the community for the future of ballot access. We will start working on policy right away. We will start getting everybody organized to file policy en masse around the country, make the biggest ripple effect the nation's ever felt. And it will be done in a decentralized way, holographic in nature, so anyone can duplicate the process as I help launch it, ensuring its longevity and protection. And this is the most beautiful thing, because this process preserves our Constitution, is the last vestige for safety from a power-hungry government. Direct democracy is a process where we say no, and we get to limit the government with our popular vote. And all that requires is education. As long as our ballots are conservative to limit government, we have all green lights to use direct democracy now, make it purposeful. Use the Ballot AI token in our technology. We will be doing independent contracts for people to use the technology in advance, potentially, in advance of it being fully Web3. However, we are so close to being there. If you want to get in early now, buy the tokens, you get to front run all the masses of hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars on decentralized exchanges. In fact, on the Solana blockchain, and all the decentralized exchanges will have our token. And we are so close. When you're there, the masses pump the value. We put out ads. We tighten it, all of the loose ends. And we have a working solution you can be proud to be a part of. Staking long, 4-year stake all the way. I'm going to put my personal value in the 4-year stake. It's going to be tremendous. So let's be a part of this. Let's make the world change. Thanks for being here. Follow and share. Give it a thumbs up.